What is going on, people? It is your boy, that guy Ike. You are checking out another episode of One Race Lifestyle. Happy freaking New Year. It is officially 2021. If you are new to this channel, first off, I just want to put it out there that you can go ahead and subscribe. If you're really into like motorcycle content, car content, things of that nature, and you like what you see, if this is your first time visiting, please make sure you go ahead and click that subscribe. Click the thumbs up, the bell for notifications, and feel free to leave me a comment, man. Comments, questions are always welcome, even the ones from the trolls. The ones that are used to being on this channel, as always, you know you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok at One Race Lifestyle. And if you are interested in some pretty cool merch to pick up for yourself, make sure you check out my website, www.oneracalifestyle.com. So now that we got all of that out of the way, again, it is officially 2021. This is the first ride of the new year. It is a beautiful day outside, and I need your freaking help. What I need your help with, it's time to pick a new motorcycle, man. So I have a couple motorcycles in mind that I like. All throughout 2020, you guys see me test riding bikes, reviewing bikes. Yes, a lot of it was for the channel, but a lot of it also was for my own personal help to see what it is that I like, what I want, what's out there, the prices, things of that nature. So with that being said, I've narrowed it down to a few bikes. I'm gonna go ahead and put them up on the screen as well, so you can go ahead and see what bikes that I'm looking at. Can I make this light? Nah, we're not gonna do that because I already got a ticket for going through in the sections, right? Right. So what we're gonna do is, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and put it up on the screen, which bikes that I'm looking into. The first bike that I'm actually looking at is, yes, I know a lot of people are gonna hate this, but I really do like the Harley Davidson Iron 883 Sportster. I think it's a super cool bike. I think it's pretty awesome. I think it's awesome looking. And I just love it, man. There's so many different things that you could do on the bike. There's so many changes that you can make to make it your own. The engine on it is pretty much, you know, expandable, so you can go ahead and take it from being a, you know, a 883 to, you can take it out to like 1275 cc's, man. So it is something that I'm looking into. But also I do want something that I could be comfortable on long rides in. I know the range on the 883 doesn't have a huge tank. I think it's like 3.5, so it usually only gives you about 160 to roughly 180 miles out of a tank, and that will not be efficient for traveling for me, but it is still a badass and cool motorcycle. Again, I like the way that you can pretty much mod it out. You could put a whole bunch of stuff on this bike, do a lot of things, and you could find parts. You could pretty much take the frame from an 883 and build a whole new one if need be, if something ever happens. So, and the parts aren't that expensive, so I think that's awesome. So that's it for the 883. Now, the next bike that I like, I do like the Softails, preferably the Street Bob, but Softail Slims, they're all pretty much the same bike. They're just a little bit bigger than the 883, a little bit more power than the 883. So I do like those. And so I'm just trying to debate if that's something that I want to do. The biggest thing with the Softails for me is the freaking price, bro. Like, I just don't know if I want to go ahead and drop. Why is this dude like riding my ass, man? You know, I don't know if I want to go ahead and drop, you know, 15, 16 grand on a motorcycle at this point in time in my life, you know. But because I do know eventually I am going to get me a Street Glide, so I just want to put that out there. I just know I'm not doing a Street Glide right now, because when I do get one, I want a newer one, and I want it to be pretty much done the way that I want it done, and that's definitely going to be running, you know, in the upwards of a higher 5 figures. So with y'all help, click that subscribe. Maybe I can get that Street Glide and bring it to the channel. But until then, I am looking at different types of bikes. So anyway, back to the Street Bob. I think the Street Bob is awesome. Cool looking bike. Same thing, a lot of versatility with modding it out. A lot of things that you can do on the bike, a lot of changes you can make. The parts are fairly cheap. It is a Harley, and like I said, you can max out the engine on it to get more power, all that stuff. One of my previous vlogs, if you scroll down on the channel, you'll see that I did test ride a Street Bob. It was pretty dope. It had a stage 1 kit on it, and like the torque on it and everything was just so, like, I really like that bike. Couple things that I would need to change, whether I chose 883 or whether I chose Street Bob. As everybody knows, I hate mid controls on Harley Davidsons. I don't know what it is. I'm not knocking Harley Davidson for that, because, you know, again, it's a bike that you can always, you know, check out to your, you know, spec out to your preference. But the mid controls for Harley absolutely are terrible for me, and it's probably because I'm a little bit taller. I'm 6 feet, so I think that's why they're a little bit more comfortable for me. So I either like some good rear sets that put my feet a little bit behind me if I'm sitting in a sport position, kind of like my GSX20R, or forward controls if I'm on a cruiser. So, and then, you know, and again, the bike, I can spec it out to how I want it, so that I'm not really worried about that. That's small potatoes, you know what I'm saying? So another reason why I'm looking at Harleys, and I know a lot of people say it's over, you know, they're overrated, they're overpriced. Yes, we've already covered that. They are pricey. I think a lot of times they do price themselves out of competition, you know, for the most part, but they are kind of pricey. But the experience that I've had with Harley Davidsons at multiple dealerships, not just the one that I frequent, East Orlando Harley. Shout out to Frenchie, that's my guy over there at East Orlando Harley. If you're ever looking for a Harley, hit him up, tell him One Race Lifestyle sent you, he'll hook you up. But anyway, not just at East Orlando Harley, but Seminole Harley, Orlando Harley, all the different Harley Davidson dealerships that I've been to, the ones that I've reached out to for information, I've never had any issues with them. Their customer service has been amazing. And I'm just gonna let you know a little bit about me. I will rather pay the extra money for great customer service than have a deal for somebody that's gonna treat me crappy. Like that's just me. And so far, Harley Davidson has been on point with the customer service. And their culture, I think the culture is super, like, I think the culture is dope. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, it's just something about, you know, being a part of that Harley Davidson family that I think is cool. So, you know, I always see a lot of Harley dudes, they give love to one another, you know what I'm saying? There's always a lot of things going on with Harley groups, the Harley dealerships, and I like that. You know, it'll help me also get, you know, more content for the channel. So I think that's really dope also. So those are my two Harley choices right now. Either a 883, Iron 883, or some type of a soft tail of some sort, whether it be a Slim, a Street Bob, whatever, some type of soft tail. I don't really care for the Heritage because I think that'll take too much work to change how I want it to look. I like the more stripped down versions of them. So yeah, that's it with the Harleys. The next bike that I'm looking at, and I'm pretty sure you guys have already figured this one out because I absolutely love them, the Suzuki M109R. Preferably I would like an M109R Boss. The Boss is blacked out, so that's the reason why I like it. It's less things that I have to do to it. So the M109R, if you see from the previous vlog that I did when I when I rode one, shout out to my man Mike who let me ride his custom, you know, tuned M109R, and I had a blast on that bike, man. That would definitely be like, I could get on that bike and ride it, you know, for hours and hours and hours across country. I think that the tank on it is like 5 gallons, which is good, you know, so it gives you about 2 more gallons, maybe 1.5 more gallons than a Harley of either one that I was looking at, 883 or Softail. So, and the bike, man, just that power. The M109R is like 17 and some change cc's, but they rounded to 1800. And it has the big 240 on the back. It comes with a 240 stock. I've seen people that threw 280s on the rear, on the stock wheel with no issues. So I do like the fat rear tire, although it makes it a little bit more harder to throw the bike in the curves and the lean and stuff like that. But I just love the way that that bike feels. But it's heavy as shit. Excuse my language. It's a really heavy bike, and I don't know yet if I'm going to keep my 250R, because this I could pretty much when I first got it, it was a little bit heavy for me. It's like 400 pounds wet. And so I had to get used to the weight of this bike for it being such a low cc bike, but having that weight. But I'm so used to it now, I can fling this thing into turns and corners no problem. And that'll probably come with any bike that I get, even with the M109R. But I just don't know, and my situation with, you know, how I store my bikes and how I keep them, I just don't know if I want to be lugging the M109R out every time that I want to ride it. But in that same token, I would absolutely have a blast jumping on the highway on the M109R. Look at that. See, that's what I mean about leaning. Jumping on the M109R on the highway and just riding that for hours. Because this year, like I said, I want to start bringing y'all some road trips. I think it'll be cool just to see how these bikes do. I do want to do one on this bike. That would be interesting because I would probably be sore as hell by the time I got off of it. But I just want to go ahead and see how these bikes do on the road. But I do want something that I can get on and take longer trips and just ride, man. I think that's the whole purpose of the bike. Some people like curves and turns and stuff like that. Me, really, I just really like the cruise, you know? So as far as for this bike, as of yet, I plan on keeping it even if I get the new bike, because I just like the different styles on both of them, you know? And then, you know, since the subscriber count is climbing, who knows, maybe, whoo, oh hell yeah, maybe, you know, when I get to a certain level of subs, maybe I'll give this one away. Go ahead and leave a comment below if you think I should give this bike away to a subscriber. If you would like this bike, go ahead and give a thumbs up and leave a comment below, and we'll go ahead and maybe think about that. Maybe when I hit 1,000 subs, I'll do a giveaway. Nothing, don't hold me to that. Nothing set in stone yet. Still got to see what's up with the new bike first. But yeah, like I was saying with the M109R, man, just the power on it and everything like that. The power on it and everything like that, you know, I just think it's a pretty much all around perfect bike. It gives you that perfect mix of cruiser and sport bike. Power wise, cruiser, of course, seat style wise, the way that it sits. But there's just a few things about the M109R that I really do not like. For one, I'm just not, I don't know if I really like the look. Like if I got the M109R, I don't like the headlight on it. Like I can tell you that from jump. Like I really just do not like the way that looks. So I would change out the headlight, add a couple mods already in mind on what I could change that headlight to, and I think it'll look pretty cool. So, you know, but other than that, I mean, that's mainly it. Is just the headlight. Other stuff is just a little cosmetic stuff that I can change. It's not a problem. But I don't know, man. Leave me a comment below. Let me know which bike you think I should get, man. Like I said, you know, I like them all. They all would serve a purpose with what I want to do, especially for the channel, the content that I would like to bring to you guys. But I really need help with deciding, because this bike is being purchased, not this one. I didn't mean to point to this one, but the new bike is being purchased very soon. And it's either between a Harley Davidson Iron 883, a Harley Davidson Softail, probably a Street Bob, or a Suzuki M109R, preferably the Boss. Again, I am eventually getting a Street Glide. I think the Street Glide would be my forever bike, but as of right now, just financially, that's not the smartest decision for me to do. So I don't think I want to go ahead and do that right now. But I really need you guys' help, man. Like, in all seriousness, no kidding around or anything like that. Leave a comment below. Let me know what it is what type of bike you think I should get. What would you do if you were in my position? And give me a reason as to why you think I should get whatever bike it is that you chose. Or even if you have some other suggestions on bikes that I should look at, let me know what bikes you think I should look at, and I'll go ahead and check them out and maybe make some content for the channel for it. Other than that, man, I just wanted to go ahead and have that conversation with you guys. Again, I want to wish everybody a happy, awesome new year. This is the year to do great things, man. Whatever you wanted to do, man, after how 2020 was, this is definitely the year to go ahead and get it done. Again, man, if you like this channel and you like the content that I bring to you, please feel free to go ahead and click subscribe. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs. Your subscribe would definitely help me out in doing that. If you get a chance to, also, if you look down in the description of the video below, definitely make sure you check out some of my affiliates, man. I've been blessed and fortunate enough to be to have gotten reached out to by some affiliates, so make sure you check them out. Dionysi is one of my affiliates for some cool motorcycle and outdoor gear. We have Bodyguards, which will get you some cool accessories for your smartphone and iPads and tablets and stuff like that. So there's a whole bunch of things. There's Outdoor Tech, which is some pretty cool wireless and Bluetooth technology. So make sure you click on the links below. Even if you're just scrolling around checking out some of my affiliates, they got some pretty cool stuff, man. I greatly appreciate it. This is your boy, That Guy Ike, and I am out of here. Later.